Yeah.
These kids are doing more than just showing up. They're trying really, really hard. It's just
There was also a moment this week where I thought, are they trying to like pull a Fred Durst on us?
I
Playing the
know,
long
right?
con? Are they trying to do the Dexter Holland on us? Like that really
not,
went through my mind. Yeah.
Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and well, that's pretty much it. So let's go.
You sound like something from Attack of the Clones or something. All right, this is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artist, and we break down one of their records, and we list our bangers, stinkers if we have any, and we try to have a good time doing it. My name is Tyler. Way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. Go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, give us 5 stars. All the social media is at Asinine Radio. And now that we have the boring intro out of the way, let's jump right into this record. What are we doing today, Jeff?
We are doing Good Charlotte's album, The Young and the Hopeless?
Young and the... Yeah, with the question mark and everything, right?
I was saying The Young and the Reckless, but it's The Young and the Hopeless.
Now, Jeff, what's your origin story with Good Charlotte? Go.
This album. This is my origin story. It was this album. I had not heard Little Things until after this album. After this album. That sounded weird. After. When the suit is not black. I didn't hear it till after this one, so I don't have like a lot of nostalgia with Little Things. God, that sounds fucking shit, dude. And the album's not good. But this album I loved. I loved when it came out. I thought it was fantastic. I've gone back to it over the course of the year, over the course of the years, over the
last years,
several decades.
Yeah,
and it's gotten periodically worse and worse and worse. And the last time I went back to it was probably like a year ago, when I wanted to buy it on the vinyls because it's really expensive on the vinyls, and I was like, well, let me listen to it again to see if I even actually like it. I fucking hated it. I thought it was so bad. I thought like every song was just absolute shit. But this week changed.
Oof.
This week
Why?
changed.
Why?
So,
Why?
Well, I'll get into that there, dude.
Whoa.
This week changed. But that's my origin story. Was this album when it came out? This is like the start of pop punk, dude. Like high school. It's 2002.
It's not the start of pop punk. Get out of here.
Of our high school year? Yeah. What do you mean? What am I talking about? We started high
we
school
were
in
into
2000.
pop punk prior to this. I was into Newfound Glory, Bling, Green Day.
You were never
The
Newfound
Offspring.
Glory. Fuck out of here.
Bullshit, I was
Offspring
too.
is not pop punk. Get out of here.
Oh, but you know what I mean,
Lying through
though.
your teeth.
Nah, get the fuck
This
out
is the start of our. This is like the beginning of our pop punk phase in high school. This is
No.
2002, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we were freshmen here, the same year as 2002 world champion Anaheim Angels. So this is the start of our pop punk endeavors in high school. Yes, correct.
It was not at all.
Yes,
no.
it was. What are you talking
it
about?
wasn't.
We started high school in 2002.
We
When do you
started
think
high school in
high
2001, you knucklehead.
No, we didn't.
Yes,
Oh,
we
yeah,
did.
'cause September
9/11
11th was 2001.
Yeah,
That's
we were
right.
freshmen. Yeah, come on, dude.
2, 3, 4, 5. I'm
Get your
counting
dates.
my fingers right now with my hand.
I based like my entire life around 9/11. Like, did it happen before or after 9/11? And I know that we started high school during 9/11. So I based my whole history around that.
So we started.
Weirdly,
We
yeah.
started high school. What, like August of 2001?
September, right after Labor Day. It was always the day after Labor Day.
Why do you know so much about when we started school? I don't like
Because I
any
think
of
it's
that.
so bizarre. I think it's so bizarre that kids start like at the beginning of August now. When we always, like, it was every year, it was always the day after Labor Day. It was always that, we always had that 3-day weekend, and then we started on Tuesday.
Fuck even knows that? I don't know.
Because
that.
that's how it was. Fucking, how long were we in school? From 5 to 18? So 13 years. That's how it was every fucking year. For 13 years.
I don't. When I was in second grade, I wasn't like, oh, we have Labor Day to fucking goof off. I mean, who the fuck cares, dude? I think it's weird that kids aren't in year-round school. That's what I think is weird. So
I agree. But whatever.
it's all the little things. Little things.
Little things. They always bring down. God, this song is so dumb. Well, I guess, okay, my origin story is Little Things. I remember seeing that. I think I woke up really early. I stayed up really late watching MTV, and the Little Things video came on, and I thought, wow, this is real? I thought, this is fucking trash. This is so bad. And then I forgot who I was hanging out with, but they had heard it too, and we just trashed that song. We would always make fun of it. I think it was Sean. Yeah, I think it was Sean. And then we recorded it on a VHS tape, and then we would watch it all the time and just make fun of it. And so that's my origin story, is Little Things. And then when this record came out, when the song Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous came out, oh man, I hated it. I hated it with a passion. Oof. Fuck this album. I like it more now than I did then. I definitely like it more now. But back then, I despised this record. I despised that song so much. So
that's interesting. Like if there were to be a graph for me, it would have started like high, and then every year I listened to this. Every subsequent listen would have went down and down and down and down until this week, and then it dramatically went back up.
Well, mind you, me liking it more now is not that much of an improvement than it was in 2003, or when this came out. Oh, 2002. Sorry. Yeah, it hasn't gained much, likability since 2002.
It's weird because like I saw Dude, Where's My Car in theaters, and I don't remember like that song Little Things in the movie.
I don't remember it from that movie either. I really don't.
I mean, that was a killer soundtrack. A lot of good pop punk. I saw like American Pie in theaters. I saw Dude, Where's My Car in theaters.
I didn't see American Pie, just Dude, Where's My Car. Fucking love that movie. But has it held up? When was the last time you watched it?
I watched it maybe a year ago, 2 years ago.
And it's still pretty good?
No, it's fucking trash. But
well, of course it's trash, but it's funny.
It's hilarious. Look at the two actors that are in it, man. Dude, Sean William Scott is so goddamn funny. He's so funny. I love that kid. Not a kid anymore, but yeah. So the initial thoughts of Good Charlotte here. Okay, so I'm just gonna say it because it needs to be said. This band is not good. They're not good. They're just not a good band, but they try. They try really, really hard, and as in like an image, they don't match the image, right? The whole like really aggressive punk thing matched with the really awful pop punk thing they're doing. It's kind of weird. It's kind of disconnected. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But I do think they try. I don't think they're very good at it, but I do think they put forth an effort into trying.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing to try, but there's really nothing good about this record.
This record isn't phoned in any way. I think every song on here, they legit tried their hearts out. And there's a lot of things on here that is really, really, really good. I know it's sad. It's unfortunate because not everyone can be like the best, but I respect it. I appreciate them for trying, and they've been trying for very, very long. And
they're still trying.
I tried to read like a lot of interviews and things that they did, and they always seem like really, really nice guys. Mm-hmm. And they always have like nothing really negative to say. And they do a lot for their fans, and they're really, really nice to like, as far as like signing autographs and doing things for their fans. They just seem like all around nice guys.
Yeah, so I agree with you there. I think that they seem very down to earth, really great, but that doesn't excuse the bad music. You know,
I know it really doesn't. I know it doesn't excuse it, but it's like when somebody's playing music over and over at a bar or something, and you're like, man, this music sucks, but that guy's really into it, so I'm kind of into it. That's how I felt this week. Like, man, this stuff kind of sucks, but I like that you're trying really hard, so I'll give you an A for effort.
It's like a participation trophy. Yeah. That's what they are. That's what this album is. That's what this band is. And you know, they reading more about like their backstory, they were very kind of DIY. I mean, a lot of people kind of shut them down and didn't really like them, but they just kept getting out there. They just put their name out there. They force-fed their music down people's throats, and they eventually got picked up, and they even the label didn't really like it. Then they put out the first record. It flopped. The Good Charlotte flopped, and they didn't want to do another record, and it was just everything about this band had everything going against them, but for whatever reason, it was just enough to get over the hump and sell records. And it's actually really amazing that this record sold as many copies as it did, because it's not a great record. But then I also understand why people, like girls, like 12-year-old girls, love this record. I really get it, because there's a lot of songs about love and like puppy love, like, you know what I mean? Like just superficial love. And they write from the perspective of like a 13-year-old boy or girl. They like almost every song, not just like the love songs, but the darker songs about their dad and suicide and stuff like that. Everything is written like a 13-year-old's live journal at the time. That's what it's like to me. That's what it sounds like to me, or reads to me like. And these guys, I looked it up, when they made this record, they were 23 years old. So they were well into their adulthood, and they were still writing songs like this.
But you gotta take it. You gotta take it to who they are, right? So there's some actual.
They're sheltered white kids from Maryland. That's what. They are.
But they're fucking poor, dude. They're not middle class kids. They're lower class kids whose dad left them, and they had to grow up dirt fucking poor. They are kids that had to have the tenacity to grow up on their own and put out music, whether or not it was good or bad. And then they make their own management firm to help other musicians with like better management, so they don't get screwed on record deals. Like by all accounts, these guys are fucking dope.
And
their music sucks.
Even in the beginning, didn't they donate to a lot of charities too?
Yeah, they were like always either playing
and stuff.
Yeah, playing shows for like I don't know, whatever you call, not a foster home, but a place where like displaced kids go and things like that.
Yeah,
they're playing shows for charity. When they play shows live and stuff, they're always signing autographs till the last person is done having an autograph. They're always there, and I like all of that. But they're emotionally underdeveloped at this point.
Yes,
it's straight up.
Yeah.
They had no father growing up. Their mom was working constantly, so they didn't have any kind of like authority figure. And then we see one of them dating Hillary Duff when she was 16 and he was like 22 or 24 or 25 or some shit.
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, you're right.
And that was weird, but it's not that weird.
But it was acceptable at the time.
Well, because like nobody knew about it because it kept it pretty hush hush. And the fact that he's mentally younger and she's mentally older, so they kind of met in the middle in a weird way.
Yeah,
it seems like taboo and fucked and weird now, but that's just kind of how things
That's
were.
what it seems like.
But like these guys are just, man, they just try really, really hard, and I don't want to just shit all over this album because there are a lot of really, really cool stuff going on here, and I like it. And there's a couple songs on here that I was like, wow, this is actually better songwriting than I ever thought you could possibly do.
See, I was really disappointed with the songwriting because it was a lot of the same tricks that they did over and over again. And neither guitar player, Billy or Benji, are good guitar players by any means. And there's no reason to have two guitar players, first of all, because they're both playing the same thing, and any sort of leads you hear, they're nothing. They're not even like filler. They're pointless. A lot of the quiets to the louds, throwing some little hip hop kind of things in there. I don't think it was that great from a songwriting perspective.
You see this stuff a lot with like Christian pop punk. You see this a lot. You see these bands that are writing really, really mediocre music, but in interviews, they're fucking nice. They're all like happy. They're all smiling. They're high-fiving each other. They're drinking like Dr. Peppers and not like dropping down like Mickeys and shit, even though these guys did have alcohol problems. But they're very, very happy to just be in a fucking band and playing with their boys.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what this band is. They didn't have a drummer because their drummer, the situation has been horrible for many, many years.
What would happen with their first drummer? I didn't really read much about it.
So like the way I read it was he left because he wanted to do a different band. The way I'm understanding it as somebody who just, I don't know, knows nothing about music really, but I think he thought the music was dumb and he thought this band was going nowhere and that's why he left. Yeah. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, okay.
But
it's understandable.
This is a band that just is really, really happy to be in a band. They're just really, really happy to be writing music, to be hanging out, to be like even rubbing elbows with some of the people that were in their music videos at the time were just fucking massive stars compared to Good Charlotte. Good Charlotte, I don't think it's like this like synthetic thing put on by the record label to sell. I think it's just like these guys are just like clawing away to try and just get noticed, and they're barely getting noticed. I don't know. I like it. I respect it. I like it.
What I was going to say is what I think is cool about this record is that they were such fans of the punk scene. Obviously, like the way they dress, or at least Benji dressed. He was always wearing the patches, the stickers on his guitars, all that stuff. And they were huge fans of the Vandals, and they really wanted Josh Freese to play on this record because they were in between drummers, and Josh did it. He played the drums on this record, and I think that's really cool because they were kind of unknown, and they got a drummer that they really respected, that they really wanted to play on the record, and I thought that was really neat.
And to even just like seek out a studio drummer is one thing. Who was their label? Epic or something? Hey, Epic.
I don't know who
it was Epic. Hey, Epic, we need a drummer for our new album. Send somebody over. Okay, we're going to send this guy over. No, they sought out a guy who's known to be a studio drummer, but they also really respect him as a musician. They like the band that he's in. Yeah. And these guys do like a lot of punk music, and that was like the big thing throughout the years with Good Charlotte was these guys look like they're punkers, but they're playing horrible pop punk music. And it's like, that's such a gatekeepy thing to do, right? It is stupid. Like I'm still going to make fun of them for the way they look because they look dumb, but I think all those punkers look dumb, not just Good Charlotte. They all look stupid. So, but it's such a dumb thing to peg somebody down for is just like the way they look. Their music just happens to not be very good, but that has nothing to do with the way they look. The way they look is because that's how they grew up. They listened to this type of music growing up, and that's what they feel comfortable doing. But that shouldn't have any bearing on what their music sounds like.
I think when it comes to their image, which I agree is ridiculous. I mean, that whole punk image is really stupid. I was kind of a part of it, with the Liberty spikes and all that shit.
You totally were a part of it.
I was, but I think at the time my issue was, I dressed that way. I was made fun of a lot for that shit.
Stupid.
And, whatever, rightfully so. I was. And then all of a sudden Good Charlotte comes along, and then nobody's really making fun of them. Like, everybody loves them all of a sudden. And I'm like, well, they look like all of us, but you hate us, or you make fun of us, but now you love them because they sing this pop punk shit, or this bad pop punk. I remember being really pissed off about that when I was in high school. And then remember, like, the Good Charlotte hoodies? They had GCHC, Good Charlotte Hardcore.
Yeah.
And it was like, dude, they marketed that hardcore punk thing so much. And just, it was yes. It's gatekeeping, but goddamn, it's frustrating. It's so frustrating because so many great bands try so hard and they don't get shit for it. And then Good Charlotte comes along with the same image, but just different music, and they blow up. Like they're culture appropriation, right? Kind of.
I mean, I guess, yeah. Like genre. You could say like genre
appropriation. Yeah, there you go.
That's
kind of what they were doing.
But they were part of the genre. They lived in the genre.
Very loosely.
The music, no. But like they went to shows. They supported other people. They respected it. They enjoyed it.
Okay,
They were part of the genre.
They couldn't play their instruments like a lot of punk bands. Yeah. Play their instruments well. Yeah.
And like, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good other artist, or even like honestly, the 2002 world champion Anaheim Angels. Nobody on that team was really great. They were all good, but like the way they worked together, the way they came together as a team, they were scrappy. They were the wild card. Went to Game 7. They played against the Giants that went to Game 7. They're both wild card teams. They shouldn't have even been there because the fucking wild card is a joke anyway. So like this is a team that was just scrappy. That was just kind of like a group of misfits coming together to do something great. That's Good Charlotte. Just a bunch of guys that aren't really that great. They got the tenacity. They move forward.
God, they're so frustrating. They're so fucking frustrating.
It's like I want to like you more. I really do. I'm trying to really, really like you more, but you are just not that good.
There are also so many things about this band that seem like they're manufactured from a label. I know they're not. I mean, from everything I've read, it doesn't seem that way at all, but all signs point toward that because none of them are particularly great. They're all being genre appropriating.
Their image was pushed so hard.
They were pushed so fucking hard. Like, how does this kind of record sell this many records? Like, I understand, the Spice Girls, Britney Spears, NSYNC, because that stuff was like very catchy. They were good. I mean, Britney Spears not so much a good singer, but she had really catchy songs. The other boy bands had great voices, catchy songs. Like, I get that. I get why people loved it. People loved the innocence of it, but this didn't have any of it. I don't understand how they made it so big. Outside of the lyrics, I don't understand how they made it so big, because the lyrics are so juvenile that a lot of young, impressionable kids can get behind it because they don't understand.
I also think
they don't understand anything more complicated.
When we talk about like pop punk, especially of this era, and then we're in full pop punk season, so we're going to talk about pop punk a lot.
Yeah,
but
next month,
2001, right? That was Toy Page, and arguably the greatest of all time in pop punk terms.
Yeah.
But like 2001 also had kind of like other bigger pop punk stuffs. Like One for the Kids was 2001. I'll Kill It with Filler
was right as well.
The Sticks and Stones.
Right, no, the self-titled.
Yeah, and then so like all of these things are coming out in 2001, but none of them are dark. Nothing is dark. And then Toy Patch is not dark. Blink wasn't dark.
Yeah. This self-titled Newfound Glory was 2000.
I think Alkaline Trio probably threw down an album there, but like
they already had 2 records. I think they put out a record in 98 and 2000, right?
But they weren't getting the kind of mainstream success that like Blink was getting. And so
True.
Little Things catapulted Good Charlotte into the A tier of pop punkers of the era. And so when this comes out and we're throwing the image of dark, right, of goth, of Hot Topic, now everybody that likes pop punk but is also kind of dark can piggyback on this and enjoy Good Charlotte. Kind of in the same way that like people love My Chemical Romance, like those kind of darker kids that are going on to that genre of music. Now like everybody that likes pop punk that is goth can listen to Good Charlotte and feel included in the genre, when normally it's just about like dick jokes and fucking around. So that's why I think maybe Good Charlotte kind of ran with it and got bigger than they for sure should have, because there's a handful of songs on here that I think are bangers, but overall, even like the bangers that I think are bangers, there's only really like 2, maybe 3 true bangers.
I feel like they're only bangers within the context of the record. Like, it's almost like you kind of feel bad for him because the record as a whole isn't very good, but you're like, okay, I got to give some of these songs a banger status. That's kind of how I feel about it. I mean, I enjoy listening to some of these songs, but it's whatever.
Okay, so let's get into lifestyles, I guess, because we haven't talked about a song yet.
Yeah,
shitting on Good Charlotte the whole time.
Wait, I just want to throw in one more thing, and then we'll get into the song. So after this week, after listening to this band, especially this record, and then watching the music videos, because we have to talk about the music videos because they're very important to the band. Honestly, I think the videos are just as important as the songs. But these songs sound like it's like in modern times, like you throw into like an AI program, like Blink 182. You just throw in like Blink 182, punk, goth, like a bunch of different words, and it spits out a song. That's what Good Charlotte is.
It spits out a video too, and that's
they're
what the video
AI.
looks like.
Yes, exactly. Especially after watching the video for the anthem, which we'll get into in a bit, because I think that video is not the most important one, but that is the weirdest video to me, is the anthem video. That's the weirdest one. But no, after watching that video, and even because I made Tammy watch all the videos and she was miserable the whole time.
Oy.
And she was really mad about it. But then she was like, why do they keep doing this over and over again? And that kind of really solidified the thought, like, this is like an AI band. Like, they don't sound like a real band. They're just, it doesn't sound real when you really kind of think about it. So with that being said, let's jump into lifestyles of the rich and the famous, or rich and famous. Where does this sit for you banger wise?
This is my 2B.
Okay, this is my 1B.
This is my 2B. It's so close with the anthem. Is the anthem your 2B?
The anthem is it's my 3B.
Okay. Well,
but I'll explain why later.
Lifestyles and the anthem, I think, are 2 like actual really, really good pop punk songs. even out of like if Good Charlotte didn't sing them, they would still just be really, really good pop punk songs. Lifestyles, right? I didn't know until this week. That drum beat is from an Iggy Pop song. And it's the fucking same thing. Either. And I listened to it, and yeah, it's the same fucking thing.
It really is.
But I think that's
the
cool.
best part. That's like the best part of the whole song is that opening drum beat too.
But I'm just guessing, but I think that's because Josh is such a great drummer, knows a lot about music, and it's like, oh, I like this Iggy Pop song. This would go well with this song, and I'm going to like talk about how great Iggy Pop was. Whereas like the guys in Good Charlotte probably had no idea who he was. No, they probably did because they know their shit a little bit.
I think Josh probably knew the beat, knew the song, but I have a feeling it was something like, oh, the producer brought it up, saying, oh, we should start it out with like, you know, what's a good drum beat, and then they kind of brainstormed, and then this was brought up. I think it was, that's my theory, that it was brought up by the producer, and then Josh Freese liked it, or maybe he suggested it. I don't see the brothers bringing up that beat.
No, for sure. Because Eric Valentine's been around for longer than the brothers have. And so I think if there was a discussion, it would have been between Josh and Eric, which is funny because they're not even in the band. But that's Good Charlotte. That's Good Charlotte, dude.
Cool.
And that makes total sense, right? Like guys, stop for a second. The adults are talking, like that type of thing.
Yeah. And it's funny, like reading their relationship with Eric Valentine, they would butt heads constantly because Eric would always tell them, no, that's not good. That's not good. It wasn't this record. I believe it was the one from 2007. What was that? The one that you really liked? Good Morning Revival?
It was their dancey one.
I think it was that one where they wrote like 40 songs or something like that. And they would give them to Eric and he'd say, no, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. And then they whittled the 40 down to however many, which is normal. But it made it seem like Eric had way more of a say in where the band was going than the actual band did.
Well, especially after the success of this, and Epic Records is probably like, you guys, whatever the fuck he says, you do it. Otherwise, you're not getting any more money.
Yeah. And we saw how quickly they fell from grace as well. I mean, after this record, outside of the one song on the following record, nothing ever came close to any of the songs on this one.
And that's the thing. This band should never have even fallen from grace because they should never have been in grace to begin with. They had no fucking right being there. Like this band, like I don't even know, like All American Rejects, right? Like that's a band that barely even made it to grace standards, but they've put out more stuff than Good Charlotte has. Fucking Relient K, even Switchfoot. Forget talking about Christian pop punk. I don't know.
Switchfoot do have one good song though.
Dude, Switchfoot is trash.
Overall, yeah, they're trash. But anyway, yeah, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
I do think this is a banger of a song though. This is a true banger. This is a fantastic pop punk song.
It is. It's surprisingly catchy considering how monotone Joel is in every single song. It is surprisingly catchy. And I mean, we have to bring it up with every song because the guitar tone on every song is identical. It's a wall of just noise. There's no like real tone to it. And there was one other record, it might have been this record, where they were talking about like what equipment they used and like what kind of pedals and amps. And it's all this like fancy shit. And you listen to, you're like, wow, this sounds like it's run through 100 different effects and it's been auto-tuned. It just, there's no feel to, there's nothing to this guitar tone. There's nothing memorable except that it's just noise. there's nothing to it. So, and this is a perfect example of that. Just that dun dun. Like it's not even like a heavy. They aren't even like heavy notes, heavy power chords. It just sounds, like I said on the rankings episode, a lot of their tone sounds like really clean distortion, like the cleanest distortion you could possibly get, the most polished distortion you can ever get. That's what's on this record. That's what's on every Good Charlotte record.
Yeah.
But otherwise, the chorus is catchy, man.
It's a good song.
We all sing it.
It's a good song. There's a lot of really, really bad parts to it, like the way he says money, like money, like that's really stupid.
And now on the verses, he sings through that. There's that like that voice filter that we hate, where it's it sounds like it's a far away thing,
like fucking the Governor of California Has the Floor from that Green Day song.
Yeah, from Holiday. Yeah, the bridge to Holiday.
Yeah, that whatever that
megaphone sounding thing.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's so annoying. It's so cheesy, but that's how both of the verses are in this song.
I will say too that this fucking guy, dude, Eric Valentine, this guy throws so much production in this goddamn album. It's irritating. It irritates me. This song has a shit ton of swells. There's at least 3 or 4 swells just in this song alone. There's a lot of like background orchestral things. There's chimes on some of these songs. This guy takes some fucking liberties, and it rivals like Jerry Finn on Enema, and it pisses me off and it's fucking bothersome. I will say, throwing it out there.
I want to say Korn worked with Eric Valentine at some point on like maybe Serenity of Suffering.
Oh, that's why I hated it.
I'm double checking right now, but I
that
know
would be funny.
No, who they worked with Don Gilmore, and Don Gilmore also worked with. I'm pretty sure. What? Yeah, he also worked with Good Charlotte, right?
Yeah, he did their first album, and I think their last album, or one of their last albums.
Yeah, so yeah, I know for sure they've worked with Don Gilmore. I'm trying to see what records they were. It was with the Paradigm Shift. Makes sense. It was just the Paradigm Shift that they worked with Don Gilmore. But it makes sense because it has that record, that Korn record has a very kind of robotic, metallic sound to it, to its whole production, much like a lot of Good Charlotte is just that noise, and that's how this Korn record is. But yeah. Anyway, back to
I think like overall production wise, I think this guy takes too many liberties and just. I think he's one of those producers like Feldman that think he's part of the band and wants to input his touch too much, and that bothers me. But song wise, the drop towards the end, like where it slows down and then it kicks back into that faster drum beat, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh my god, that's fucking just absolute gold. Absolute gold.
That part is really good.
I fucking love this song. And it's been playlisted for many years, and I still listen to it. I fucking love this song. It's a great song.
So I'm looking through Eric Valentine's discography real quick. So he did the first 2 Smash Mouth records, Astro Lounge and then the self-titled. He also did Songs for the Deaf, Queens of the Stone Age. I forgot about that.
Oh dang.
He did a John Fogerty record in 2004.
He's fucking John Fogerty putting out records in 2004.
He did Louder Now by Taking Back Sunday. Interesting.
What's your favorite?
I love that. That's their best record. He did their self-titled record as well. Yeah, he's done some interesting things, I guess. 5 Seconds of Summer, of course. John
5 Sauce, sure.
He did the Gwen Stefani Christmas record too. And he did the mixing for several of the songs on Pacific Daydream from Weezer.
Oh, God. Which is like their most fucking produced album they've ever done.
It's such a shit record.
Holy.
All right, anyway. Before we get into what do we have on the lyrics real quick?
Lyrics.
Then we'll jump into the video because I do want to talk about the video.
Song is about whiny famous people. It's superficial, but it's interesting because they're trying to say something. These guys are trying to say something. They're trying to be edgy. They're trying to say like, oh, like we should, like fuck the police. Like NWA came out and said fuck the police. Like that was revolutionary. That was the most punk thing that hip hop has ever seen. Good Charlotte is trying to emulate that. They're trying to do something about fucking over like the rich and the famous, but they can't because they're not good songwriters. They're not really great lyricists. And so it comes off as childish and cheesy. And it's funny because one of the options presented as to how to like knock famous people down a peg is just to rob them. We should rob them. I think we should rob them.
He does say that. We should rob them.
And it's like, wow, dude. What? Like that's your fucking solution? That's all these kids are listening to you.
He's like trying to be the Robin Hood of punk.
Yeah.
It's so
man.
Bad.
It is so bad, but like he's trying.
So real quick, before we jump into the video, the lyrics in the second verse of this song are just so of its time. Well, actually not even of its time, like before its time. So talking about O.J. Simpson, Johnny Cochran, in the first half of that second verse, and then the second half of that second verse is talking about the mayor of Washington D.C. who got caught smoking crack like in 1989 or some shit like that.
Yeah,
he got caught smoking crack like with a prostitute or some shit. It's like, why? Like this shit is already like almost 10 years old. Like, why reference that? It seems so silly, but I just wanted to bring that up. It's so fucking dated, like beyond dated.
Yeah,
which is bizarre. It almost makes it seem like the lyrics weren't written by them. Because why would they bring that up?
I mean, they're older than us, so they
are, but not not that much older.
They're 10
it just
years,
seems like
right?
it just seems like a weird thing to reference. I mean, the OJ thing was 6-7 years prior to this. It just seems like a weird thing to reference. Well, whatever. Who cares? I don't know.
I mean, that was the most like egregious of things, is like the OJ getting off with murder. The other guy, Marion Barry, I don't know too much about what he was doing, except for the fact that he did go to prison for it and then came back and became like a politician, which like in our legal system, supposedly you pay your dues, you come out of prison, and now you're now like a clean slate, right? So whatever you do from then on is you're essentially starting your life over. So if he went back into politics, then that's cool. That's great. Like, he served his time. He fucked up. He made a mistake. He paid for it. And now he's moving on with his life. So I don't know too much about that. But the OJ thing, like, for sure. Do you get away with murder?
100%. It's fucking crazy, man.
The whole fucking world knows that.
All right. So yeah, let's talk about the video, how cheesy and embarrassing it is. I mean, what's his name? Billy Martin walks in. He looks like the kid from Wedding Crashers, the brother.
Yeah.
Slouched over, the swooped hair. It's just so cheesy, man. The Liberty spikes on Benji.
It's very cheesy. It's dude, those Liberty spikes are ridiculous.
They're so fucking long. Do you remember that one guy? What's his name? I think his name was Jamie or Shane. He was like a year older than us. He was one of the crust punks that we went to school with. At our school, yeah. And Jessica and I would hang out with them after school. We would go hang out in front of their house when they smoked cigarettes. Do you remember that guy?
I remember somebody at our high school having really, really huge Liberty spikes.
It was probably him. He had really big Liberty spikes, and then he eventually cut it off to just a mohawk, and then he had a big-ass Liberty spike mohawk. Like, it was probably like a foot long. I would say a foot long.
That's pretty dope. I like that. That's cool.
He was a cool dude. He was a really cool dude. But yeah, he really stood out from the crowd with his hair and shit. And he had the leather pants, all that kind of shit, spikes.
What I like about the video is that this is not just like a music video in the sense of let's just play a song in front of a backdrop. This is like interactive, right? Because Kyle Gass is the lawyer, and they're actually talking, and there's dialogue and things like that. I like that. I like that aspect of a music video. And the Beastie Boys did a bunch of them like that, where it wasn't just music in front of a backdrop of a video. There was like an interactive aspect to it. I like that. I don't know. It's fun.
And then they had Chris Kirkpatrick in there as one of the
that ridiculous
witnesses. Yeah. And he talked all like proper and everything like that.
Yeah.
God, and then the rest of that other part of the video where they had like the Anna Nicole Smith lookalike, and then they had the dog up on the up there. It was so stupid.
Kyle asked the dog. He said something about like they called you a dog or something, right?
They treated you like a dog, right?
That's what it was, and there was a dog.
The fucking boxer, yeah.
Oh man, it's so good.
And then and it's just other parts of the video that were so embarrassing were when like it was Benji and Joel, and they were behind bars. They had their arms like hanging out of the jail cell, and then the anarchy signs would pop up over their eyes. It's just like, dude, this isn't even like Hot Topic stupid. This is like Abercrombie and Fitch trying to do punk. You know what I mean? That's what this is like. This is just trying so fucking hard. I mean, I know this all sounds very gatekeepy, but it's just so over the top. It's just embarrassing, man. Just embarrassing.
It is. And these guys can write decent like pop punk stuff, and they didn't. I mean, like trying this hard got them the millions that they have now, and they're still relevant today, honestly. But god damn, dude, like one of them's married to Cameron Diaz. Like, what the fuck? How?
Yeah, and another one, Nicole Richie.
And of course,
but Cameron Diaz, she's still very famous.
But like Cameron Diaz,
yeah. Damn, but I mean, honestly, what has Cameron Diaz done since Charlie's Angel?
Who gives a shit what she's done since then?
Do you really think she was that pretty? I never thought she was.
Have you seen The Mask? Oh my god!
Yeah, she was pretty in it, but she wasn't like.
Miss that one?
I didn't think she was that pretty in it. I mean, she was fine.
This Cameron fucking Diaz, dude. You just come on.
Okay.
Come on.
And another thing I liked about the video was when when they win the court case, and then you hear that one drum hit, and then it goes into that like almost like halftime part, and then they're like in slow motion, they're walking down the courthouse steps. I don't know why I thought that was really good too.
So it's just
and they're wearing the suits with the stupid glass like fucking Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
God damn.
I don't know. I really don't know what to fucking think. I don't know if they thought this was really, really cool. Like, yeah, this is what fucking punk is. Let's do it. And then saying this really horrible pop punk music. Or if this was like at the behest of somebody else encouraging them to do this. I don't know. I do know that these guys are trying really, really hard. This reminds me of when I used to taking like Nick to his baseball games when he was in like T-ball and shit. And there was that kid on the team who was just trash, dude. Could not catch, could not throw, could not hit. But you see him, he's fucking hustling, dude, all the time. He's hustling his ass, he's busting his ass, but he's always on the bench because he sucks. And when he gets up to bat, he swings at every pitch, and he swings like he's going to fucking hit the biggest bomb you've ever seen. Never connects. But every once in a while he does. And that fucking thing goes, it goes yard. But he tries. And that's what these guys are. They just try.
They're a participation trophy.
I hate participation trophy because you can get a participation trophy for just show up and you get a participation trophy.
That's true. Okay, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
That's fair. Yeah.
These kids are doing more than just showing up. They're trying really, really hard. It's just
there was also a moment this week where I thought, are they trying to like pull a Fred Durst on us? Playing the long con? Are they trying to do the Dexter Holland on us? Like that really went through my mind. Yeah.
Because I watch Ink Masters still to this day. I watch Ink Masters and Benji is on Ink Masters and he's still fucking goofy.
So it's not that.
I hate shitting on this band because I do feel bad. Like shitting on Five Sauce, don't give a fuck. I'll do it all day. Don't care. Shitting on a lot of bands that we shit on, don't care. I'll do it all day. But I do feel bad about shitting on this band. I don't know why. I do. Man, watching Benji on Ink Masters, like Dave Navarro was because it's Dave Navarro. He's a fucking fantastic musician. So to even compare the two as musicians, like why would you have Benji on there? Whatever. But like the way Benji breaks down the tattoos is because all the other judges on Ink Masters are either past winners or they own a very successful tattoo shop. And so they'll break down a tattoo saying, oh, the shading on this edge is a little bit darker than this one. So in a certain light, what you have looks totally different than the concept. And then Benji will just be like, yeah, I like it though, because it's cute. Yeah. Like, oh, man, dude, come on.
He's just on there because they feel bad for him.
I know, dude. I feel bad too, because his like critiques are just like so childish. But I still like him.
Oh shit! Are we the Good Charlotte of music podcasts though?
Absolutely, we try so fucking hard. Absolutely. I'll be Benji though. You be Joel.
Why am I Joel?
Because Benji's got like extracurriculars. He's on Ink Masters.
Oh my god! Stupid shit.
Dude, and okay, so just this is so stupid. But Benji has a back tattoo of Benjamin Franklin, like a full fucking back piece.
What is wrong with these people?
I don't know why.
When you think things can't get any like more bizarre, embarrassing, this is another example. Like why? Like you're not hard. You're not hard, man. You're not hard.
And I will say that like when I say Benji and Joel, honestly, I don't even know which one it is. They could be interchangeable because they're fucking twins.
Yeah, they're twins. Oh damn, that's funny. Yeah. That's good stuff. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on from lifestyles. I think we wanted to talk about the anthem. I feel like we're only going to talk about the four singles. That's kind of what it seems like.
I got two other ones I really want to hit on.
Oh no, that's good. That's good because
I do.
Yeah, okay, no, that's good because I really wanted to talk about the four singles and then kind of leave it up to you on what you want to do after that. Because everything is just anyway. Let's do the anthem next.
Okay, so the anthem is coming off of A New Beginning, that instrumental thing. And I read that they wanted something that sounded like Tim Burton, like Nightmare Before Christmas-y.
Yeah.
It definitely gives off those vibes. And I think it's a really cool, actually, intro. I think it's fucking dope. I think it's cool.
The punk part is really good.
It's a cool way to blend like Nightmare Before Christmas sounds with pop punk. I think it does it really well.
Yeah.
But it goes into the anthem, and the anthem comes in with that broken like dun 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 dun, dun right, and it slows down and dun 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 dun. It's weird. It's a weird transition. I don't get it. Don't see why you did it.
Nothing about this record makes any fucking sense.
I know. I don't.
It's
think
a mess of a fucking record.
It's weird. Like you went from a cool like punk thing to where people are thinking, oh wow, this could be like a concept album. I get it. And the anthem hits, but the anthem, I think it's fantastic. It's a fucking extremely catchy song. This is truly anthemic. This is a pop punk anthem, and not just because he says it, but it's a good fucking song. I love the guitar chords in the chorus, and I love the strumming. There's a lot of cool things going on in there. Nobody likes the lead guitar, dude. Some cool things going on too.
Like
not
what?
A ton, not like a ton. You can really
where though, like in the chorus.
You can't add a lot to this song anyway. What are you going to do?
True.
Here?
Yeah. No, I know.
So there's
because everything is just so basic.
There's small leads that like Benji does that are just solid. He's playing to the song. He's playing to his abilities. He's adding things into the song to make sure that we know he's still there. I like it. And then the solo is perfect. Just go along with the melody. Don't alienate anybody with fancy solo or anything like that. Just play basic shit. Make sure everybody feels included and make it fun. That's what he did.
I mean, I will say that the main riff is pretty good. That dun, dun, the dun, 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 dun. It's very like kind of Green Day-ish, which is pretty good. We're pretty cool. I like the heaviness of the verses a little bit. The palm mutes, the heavy hitting bass. But the chorus is catchy too. This is the song that was also co-written by John Feldman, and you can hear it in the choruses definitely. It kind of has that the woe sound that Feldman's known for, and but it's fine. It's fine in the context of this record. Feldy is fine in the context of this record, of this song, I should say.
This song, yes.
Yeah, the song. But otherwise,
so this is your
the chorus
2B,
is really
maybe 3B.
This is my 3B. This will be my 3B.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Why?
Go to college or university, get a good job.
The verses are very good. That's, if Good Charlotte has a like a style or a signature style, it would be their verses, and how they're not like, I wouldn't say that they're hip hop, but they're obnoxious and they're unconventional. Like what kind of melody is that in the verse? Because it's not really singing. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
It's something that like like you could play faster and it would still sound like really cool. Like if it was like gonna call like you know what I mean? Like you could throw like cool like palm mute chuggas in there and just sing it a little bit faster and it'd be a fucking red like chorus. But it's a solid verse. It's a solid verse, and these guys do.
It's only solid because it's like it's so annoying and you just don't expect it.
I really do. I really do feel bad shitting on this album. I really do.
It's only because you feel bad for the brothers.
I feel bad for the brothers because I know they're trying.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, you feel bad for like the kid who was never really popular. They got picked on a lot. Like that's what these guys are. That's what they seem like. They seem like
that's what they were. That's what fucking Little Things was talking about. This goes out to all the fucking kids that were picked on. But yeah, because you sing music like this, bro. That's why you're fucking picked on.
And because you're not self-aware whatsoever. That's another thing too. They're not self-aware. And that's, I mean, I guess, you got to give them respect for just not caring. But at what cost? I don't know, man.
Like we've seen bands be like historic while also not being very good at their instruments, right? Like Blink-182. Tom and Mark were not very good. Still kind of aren't very good at their instruments.
No, or singing for that matter.
Decades, and they're terrible at singing. But we're talking historic bands here, right? So like, why? You don't have to be great at your instruments. You don't have to write great songs. You just
it's also how you present yourself. It's not just the music. But comparing him to Blink, it's like Blink had variety. Like I don't want to say variety. That's not the right word. They had more nuance. They had more. Their songs had some form of complexity. There's nothing like that with Good Charlotte. There's nothing complex about their music, and that could be fine too. I mean, that's most pop music, but it's even less than that because Joel the singer, he's not a good singer by any means. He's flat. He's monotone. He sings every chorus the exact same way.
Yeah.
There's nothing. There's nothing. All these songs are almost interchangeable. They really, really are. I think the only reason why we're picking out the singles is because they were singles and they were so popular. That's really the only reason why. But had they not been popular, they could have interchangeable, absolutely interchangeable.
Yeah.
There's nothing here. There's no dynamic. There's nothing. It makes me so.
I know.
It's so frustrating, dude.
There really isn't. There's nothing. Dude, honestly, like even Josh Freese's drumming overall is not. Because, like, what are you going to do, really, with this kind of shit?
Yeah.
There's only so much you can do. So even, like, his drumming is just kind of like, oh, okay. That's fine.
I will say, on Lifestyles, on his drumming on that, he has some really solid fills on that song. They're quick. They're very, very quick and subtle, but they're there, and it's cool. It's some really good shit on there. Oh, God. This is fun.
My favorite part of the album, though, is on... When they come with another loser anthem, and that part drops into the fast part, that's my fucking favorite part of the album. That's Chef's Kiss right there.
That's one of the highlights of this. That is probably the best part of the record, in a good way. There's another better part on this record on another song, but it's only good because it's so awful. It's so embarrassing awful, which we'll get into. But dude, it's so bad. I hate it so much, but I love it at the same time. Anyway,
and like lyrically, right? It's about just being unique and not doing shit because society tells you to, which is just a common trope in all of music, essentially.
Nothing unique about it.
The way they do it here is so fucking elementary. It's so second grade when this should have been like collegiate.
It's like they ran this through an AI bot.
Yeah.
That's seriously what this is. This is like, okay, let's in this AI bot, let's type in Blink-182, Green Day, Newfound Glory, and The Clash. That's what we'll throw into our AI bot, and this is the song we get. Oh. That's what this is. Oh. It's because dude, this song is ridiculous. But I agree with you on the lyrics on here. I have nothing more to add to that part of it. But I do want to talk about the video. Definitely want to talk about the video.
Let's get into the Sum 41 ripoff video here. Sure.
So this video starts out with them riding down like some suburban street in LA County, or probably Los Angeles, the city. And first of all, these guys are from Maryland, complete opposite side of the country. Nothing that even resembles Los Angeles, I'm sure. They're riding like, the kind of lowrider, like bicycle, not even like motorcycles, like bicycles and shit, Oh, it's so embarrassing. And, Joel is wearing that jersey over a black t-shirt, which is just so tacky and gross, but very of its time too. And the bass player, I forgot his name right now, but he has like half of his hair is blonde, the other is black.
So
it's all spiked around. Ugly. And Tammy and I were watching this video and the video for Boys and Girls, and she brought up something that was actually pretty funny. She said, "Doesn't he look like Kelly Osbourne at that time?" And we looked up Kelly Osbourne, and sure as shit, that's exactly what she looked like. Yeah.
Let's see.
Look up Kelly Osbourne, like 2001 to 2003, because she had the spiked hair, the different colors and everything. And
yeah, look at that.
Yes,
he
looked like Kelly Osbourne.
He totally did.
But the video, because they're from a completely different part of the United States, completely different culture, they're making a video like they grew up in LA, and because everybody around them, are like, the Cholo guys, the Mexican guys with the lowrider cars and all that kind of shit, and the wife beaters tucked into the khakis and shit like that. It's like these guys are the whitest most vanilla, plain old people in the world, and they're making this like hard looking video. They're playing in an empty pool. God, they're just so.
They are from Maryland, man, and like Maryland is.
But they're. I don't think they're from like the sketchy parts of Maryland. Like Baltimore, yeah, is sketchy as
Maryland's
fuck.
fucking tiny as it is. I don't know.
But a lot of Maryland is like. I think I'm looking up. I didn't look up Waldorf because that sounds so fancy.
Is that where they're from? Waldorf?
Yeah, Waldorf, Maryland.
That sounds like the name of a rich person that founded the town.
I mean, there's a hotel in New York, high end
Bartholomew Waldorf.
There's a high end hotel in New York City called Waldorf Astoria, which I think is the hotel that Kevin McAllister from Home Alone stayed in, right? Didn't he stay in the Waldorf Astoria
in New York?
Yeah, in the second Home Alone.
I don't remember.
Okay,
but I think like in Maryland, if you're I don't know about the demographics of Maryland, but I would venture to say that they're probably from a city where like the white percent or the population is the minority in the city. It's probably predominantly African American, right?
You're right. I'm literally looking at this right now on the Wikipedia, and as of this is the 2020 census. Let's go back to the 2010 census. There were 53% were African American, 35% were white. So yeah, they were in the minority. 5% Hispanic.
Okay, so that's 2010. So throw it back 10, 20 years. So even then, it's still almost even, though.
Yeah, generally.
Which,
yeah.
I mean, like realistically, most bigger cities or whatever are like the white is usually like the general population. So when you're from a city where the white is not the general population, then you do grow up differently.
That's true. Okay, I stand corrected.
Like especially like in the 80s and 90s, man, that shit was just like fucking. It's not like today. Because we grew up in the fucking 90s and early 2000s, and it was not like today.
Yeah.
I only know one other person that was from Maryland. That's a friend of the pod, Mark. He's from Maryland. And
that's right. He is, huh?
I mean, the same thing. He said he grew up in a predominantly like African American neighborhood. It was like everybody except for his family was black. So. I don't know. So, like, to think that these guys, I don't know anything about like East Coast Maryland hip hop or anything like that, but I think I don't want to say it's disingenuous that they're doing this or they did this.
I still feel like it's disingenuous. Like this is all very like Southern California looking, LA looking.
I think that's because we're spoiled. I think that's because we're spoiled in Southern California with just a rich culture. I don't know.
Well, we are. We are. I mean, there's so many. I mean, Orange County, or LA County, Orange County, it's so diverse. It's insane. I don't feel like there's anywhere like it in the United States.
For sure, no.
But I don't know. I feel like it does seem kind of disingenuous. And then playing these kind of songs, like, come on, dude. You go and hang out with these kind of. You go and hang out at these kind of parties and shit. They're not going to be playing Good Charlotte. They're going to be playing
especially Good Charlotte. Well, then also like don't forget the In Too Deep, like Sum 41, the song In Too Deep, that was in a pool, and that came out the year before. So not only is it like disingenuous at the fact that they're trying to like be from Southern California, but dude, Sum 41 already did this in the pool shit. Come on.
No, you're right. I mean, I even then, I don't think Sum 41 were the first ones to do it.
No,
but
in the realm of pop punk, and In Too Deep is a pop punk song.
Yeah, 100% is
on that All Killer album. That is probably the most pop punk song on that album, and they did the same video a year earlier.
Fat Lip too.
Fat Lip's a little bit more aggressive. In Too Deep is pop first and then punk second.
Yeah, that's true.
Fat Lip is a little more punk, a little more metal with a little bit of pop thrown in there.
Yeah,
except for that middle part.
The guitar solo, that's such a weird, unnecessary guitar solo, but I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
It shreds so good.
And then Rick Thorne's in this video for the anthem. BMXer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Rick Thorne's
you know more
there.
about that than I do.
New Found Glory was at the shoot, but they aren't featured in the video.
That's
little
weird.
Trivia.
That's weird.
Little trivia. But yeah, there you go.
Oh man, what a bunch of knuckleheads these guys are.
Yeah, damn, dude.
All right, do we have anything else on the anthem?
Nah.
Going through the singles, unless do you want to jump in with like a random song with kind of a deeper cut? And we'll jump back into the singles. Because you said you had two non-singles that you want to talk about.
So the two I want to talk about are the ones that talk about his dad, really.
Oh, okay. Then let's jump into one of those. That's good with you.
We can. Man, there's kind of 3 of them actually.
Yeah, there's 3.
So like,
Oh fuck! Let's go through them all. Who cares?
Let's just get Girls and Boys out of the way because that song's dumb.
That's my 2B.
Oh my god, you're the worst.
Okay, it's my 2B because it is so unbelievably bad.
It's so bad.
It's so fucking awful. It's so awful, but I just love to put it on because it's so obnoxious. I don't know what it is. I love it for how bad it is. And there are very few songs that make me feel that way.
Yeah,
it's truly a bad
song. This song is very, very awful. I mean, I enjoy it because of nostalgia and how of its time it was, but there's just a lot of production stuff that's going here that I just don't fucking like. This is the one that has like a lot of chime sounds or some synth high thing. I can't stand that stuff. And then like there's a lot of drum chickas though that are really cool.
No, there are.
That's fine.
This is the song that I was referencing earlier. That is my favorite part of the record, but it's the worst part of the record at the same time.
All those chickas?
No, it's the second verse, the first part of the second verse, where it starts out paper or plastic, doesn't matter, she'll have it, and then everything stops. Everything fucking stops.
It gets awkwardly quiet too.
I know, right?
It's a little bit too long. I don't like it.
It's too long. There are so many hand claps during the verses too. It's completely fucking unnecessary.
A lot of claps, a lot of let's goes. There's a lot of stupid things in this song.
One thing I do like about this song too is during the chorus, just like the heavy downstrokes on those power chords, like da 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 da. I don't know. It's just so simple and so dumb, but I love that too. Love the simplicity of it.
I feel like he's singing the melody to another song at the end of it when he's losing their souls in a material world. I feel like he's singing another song, like he's doing some type of like homage.
Is he?
I feel like he is, man. I really do. I was looking online. I couldn't find anybody else that agreed with me or disagreed or anything, but I swear he is.
Maybe it's a reference to Madonna.
I mean, I think it's a reference to Madonna, but I don't. That's not the melody.
Yeah, it's not the melody to Material Girl, but I don't know. Maybe it's a kind of similar. I don't know. I haven't listened to Material Girl in a long time.
It's probably
Is that the name of the Madonna song? Right?
Yeah, I think it's the name of the album.
Is it? Okay, I don't know. We're not Madonna men.
No,
dude, this song is just like you said. Hate using the word, but damn, it's fucking overproduced. And look at the first verse. The first verse is only 2 lines. Educated with money, he's well dressed, not funny. With money, he's well dressed, not funny.
So stupid.
Oh god, the stop and go, man. That's what he does. He does that stop and go so much. But in this song, it's so much more exaggerated than on the anthem. Oh god, because he does it on the anthem too. It's so fucking annoying. God damn.
I feel like
that pre-chorus it picks up kind of nice though, and not much to say in most it's very like almost not staccato, but it's very choppy, but it builds kind of nice into that chorus.
I almost feel like the outro of this too is very right, like the all these boys, yeah, all these girls, yeah. It's very Blink. That's very fucking obvious. Towards the end of Obvious, when Tom's going like this, oh, again and again. That's a little better in Blink, but I that's very Blink here.
Okay. They couldn't have ripped it off because the song wasn't out yet.
No, I'm thinking Blink ripped off them.
Well, that didn't happen.
Well, hold on there, dude. Tom has never ripped off anybody in his life, dude.
I just did the hand thing. I just did the hand thing.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah, but this song, I don't really give a fuck about this song.
Yeah, but I do want to talk about the video for several reasons.
The video is so bad.
It's fucking well. Actually, lyrically, let's jump into the lyrics. What do you have lyrically on this?
It's goofy, immature song about girls. I like what they're trying to do here again, like a deeper dive into society standards of boys and girls of the time. It just hasn't aged well. It's a noble attempt at a bunch of. Man, if this album was written by like 15-year-olds, it probably would have been pretty damn good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would have been more honest. But these dudes were 23 years old.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to get behind. These are grown ass fucking adults. Oy. Yeah, I don't know. Lyrics are dumb.
Yeah, to me, it just talks about how superficial people can be in relationships. There's nothing fucking deep about this record by any means. Even the sadder songs.
A couple songs. On there, dude.
So I want to talk about the video real quick. So
funny video. Dumb. Funny though.
It's really dumb, kind of funny. But I want to talk more about the performance part of it.
Ooh, I have a big note here. I got a big note here.
I hope it's the same thing I was thinking of.
Here's what I hope you have. It's when Joel is singing and he leans forward and sticks his fucking non-mic hand up in the air backwards.
Yes,
I forgot people
every
did that.
fucking time.
Every single time,
without fail, he does it. Oh my God. And Tammy noticed it too. She's like, why does he keep doing that? And then she mentions, which I forgot to bring up in the Anthem video, but he never really dances. He just does weird moves. He does that shimmy thing with his shoulders. He does like weird little hand movements. He does that hand behind his back.
Like he's a robot.
Like, what is he fucking doing? And then, it was funny because like we watched these videos and then she said, what other frontmen like do that kind of stuff? And I said, well, Fred Durst kind of does that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So then I throw on My Generation right after, and she's like, I get it, but he's way smoother. Like he's actually dancing to the music. He's not just making hand movements and just really awkward things. Like Fred Durst, he has like a flow. Like he has a style when he dances. And
Fred Durst is a b-boy, dude. Fred Durst knows how to dance.
He was really cool. Like we watched the Roland video, the My Generation video. We watched the Dad Vibes video. He has some cool dance moves in the Dad Vibes video too.
Oh, so good.
It's fucking great. But then comparing him to Joel, and it's just like, oh my God, dude, this is like.
He kind of has his own little Fred Durst part in there too. Is when he's dancing with the old people in the back, right? And they're on the red tracksuits, and he's in the white one. And his fucking right leg, his paint is rolled up a little bit.
Oh, I hate it so much. Yes.
Like that's what like BMXers do, so their leg doesn't get caught in the chain, right? Their pants, their baggy fucking jeans will get caught in the chain. But he's doing it
Adidas tracksuit,
and it's so annoying. And I didn't thought that part was it was funny, right? His backup dancers are old fucking people. That's cute. Yeah. That's funny, I guess.
But the dance was like so weird. It was so unnatural. But he probably thought he was really cool. And another thing that annoyed me about the pant leg thing being lifted up only on one side, I guarantee that at that time that leg was the only one tattooed, and that's why that leg was lifted up. Why that pant leg was lifted up, to show off his tattoos. I can almost guarantee you that. And that makes it even more annoying.
And I mean, it makes sense because this was 2 years after Chocolate Starfish, right? So like Fred Durst was a cool dancer back then. Not like a great dancer, not like a Chris Brown dancer, but the dude could get down. He had cool moves. He had swagger. He was just a solid dancer. And so I think this is somewhat kind of emulating that style.
Yeah, I would say so.
But just doing a bad job at it. Also, Benji wearing fucking the NoFX shirt, and then later on the Slipknot shirt. You see that?
That was a dumb Slipknot shirt too. I remember that shirt when that was at Hot Topic.
Well,
I can guarantee you that Slipknot shirt he bought from Hot Topic. I can almost guarantee. I remember seeing that blue Slipknot shirt or the blue writing Slipknot all the time there.
So goofy.
And then where's the NoFX one? The compilation record one.
Ugh.
Dude. And then I noticed this on the last time I watched it when Benji is putting oil on the old lady. Like there's a lot of shots of him like lathering up this woman. Like that's all he does in the whole video is lather up this woman.
The one in the pink suit, right? The one laying down face down.
Yep. It was like it got to the point where like this is kind of weird. This is kind of awkward. Like maybe like one scene that's funny, but it was the entire video.
There was a lot of shots
3 minutes. Of it. Yeah, it was really bizarre. But I'm so glad you noticed the arm thing too, because that was great. And then on top of that, Joel was wearing those skeleton gloves.
Oh, so stupid! So stupid. For like what reason? It doesn't fit anything. It just fits no aesthetic for the band.
This video almost felt like they didn't want to style them, or like the label wanted to hire a professional stylist to come in to dress them and makeup them. And the stylist said, okay, well, we saw what you did on Lifestyles in that video. So let's like take it up a notch. And they got all of their clothes and all of their makeup from Hot Topic and probably Spencer's Gifts. That's probably what they did. The stylist probably went to Hot Topic and just did it, got everything there, because everything Joel and Benji were, and all the guys in the band, everything they were wearing was shit that was straight out of Hot Topic at the time.
And this was like the last year that Hot Topic was this is going to sound really gatekeepy, but kind of cool. After this, Hot Topic just became like a children's
because it picked up the AFI Sing the Sorrow stuff, then it picked up the My Chemical Romance stuff, and then it got like
changed, so it changed with
it got really into the theater kid thing, and they started selling a lot more toys and just like cartoon stuff. Like this was also when like the cartoon boom happened, and they were starting to make a lot of cartoon merch with toys and T-shirts and all kinds of shit.
And this was also when, especially, I mean, I probably maybe even Blink kind of like fucked Hot Topic too a little bit. But this is also totally kind of when Night Before Christmas became popular again.
Yeah, it did. Yep.
And the Hot Topic turned into this like child's plaything place where you could buy Jack and Sally matching T-shirts and stuff. And I guess like Hot Topic in the early days sold really rad vinyl, but we weren't involved in that time. No. Sucks. But because we both spent a lot of time in Hot Topic. I mean,
I feel like also this was that era of Hot Topic has bled into what we see, like people our age and younger, what we spend our money on, like is just toys. Like I read something recently where like it says like over 60% of toys bought are bought for adults, not for children. And I thought I think it was 60%. That I thought that was insane. That's fucking insane.
They don't even make toys for kids anymore, and the toys they make for kids are fucking trash. They're not even good. Like I've been to the toy aisle in Target and Walmart, and they don't have like a fuck ton of action figures where they're $4, $5 a pop, and you can buy a bunch of them and buy like vehicles and shit like that and have fun with them. No, it's like one Spider-Man toy that's like $20, but he's got posable thumbs. Like who gives a fuck? Who cares? Well, for like cheap.
I mean, in that case, inflation. I mean, things in the 90s were obviously a lot cheaper than they are
fucking
now.
Think about inflation, dude. $20 is still a lot of money.
It is. No, I agree.
For a fucking toy that's going to get broken in like a month anyway.
Gonna get blown up by a dry ice bomb.
Oh, hold on there, dude.
I don't know about that.
Urban terrorism there, brother. Yeah, let's fuck off with Girls and Boys.
Okay. So then what do you want to move on to? The sad stuffs?
Well, I kind of want to go...
The dad stuff or what?
I kind of want to go back to My Old Man, right? The story of My Old Man.
Mm-hmm.
This is my 4B. Girls and Boys is like my 6B, if I even call those later Bs.
Okay. Really, the only other B I have outside of those 3 singles is the last song.
Whoa! Moving on?
Yeah. But it's the story of My Old Man. What do you got on this one?
So, like, musically, whatever. This is very Blink sounding. This is a pretty punk song for them. Good pop punk, whatever. Don't really care about it. It's the lyrics, though. The lyrics that I like. I dig.
Obviously, they're very hurt by their dad abandoning them. And I was surprised at how many songs were about this.
There's good songwriting here, though. This is not just boys and girls, because this is like, why would, like, who thought putting this song before Boys and Girls was even a good idea? That also bothers me too. Like, damn, we just got fucking our heart like ripped out of our chests because these guys are actually like spilling their feelings, and then we get Girls and Boys. Ugh. But whatever. This song is actually really well written. It's about his father, their father, who apparently walked out on the family. But it's a little more clever than that. He talks about how like the alcoholism is a disease, and he's afraid that he could also have the same problem.
Yeah.
Fucking cool. Not cool in like the sense that it's cool to have a disease, but it's cool that he's addressing this thing, which has not been addressed in pop punk ever until this point.
Especially not by a band like this.
Good God, man, that's so cool, man. And the chorus is fucking gold, dude. The cycle of alcohol and abuse personified as days of the week. That is genius. That is truly genius. We are going through the days of the week from beginning to end, and we're seeing this cycle through the eyes of somebody who it has affected. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
That is absolutely bonkers. The quality of songwriting from like The Story of My Old Man, Two Girls and Boys, I swear to God, this is a different band. If you just took these lyrics, this is a different band.
I mean, really, if they had doubled down and made an entire record with this kind of content or these kind of lyrics and feelings, I feel like it could have been like a perfect emo record. Had they kind of stepped away from the pop punk style too, like made more of like
side A or side B, right? Side A is all pop. Yeah,
that would have been good.
Side B is all my life is fucked. Here's where I came. Oh, God damn, that would have been cool.
That would be a really cool concept record, for sure. Because I agree. I think the chorus is really solid. I mean, talking about how he gets drunk every night, and then by the end of the week he just goes out gambling, blows everything gambling, and then comes back and, like you said, repeats the cycle. And just how that affected them and their life, and I mean, it's rough, man. It's real rough.
It's like that.
And how they never reconciled. I don't think they ever reconciled with their father.
They did. I looked it up. They did. So it wasn't quite like the family reconciliation you would think. So Benji or Joel, whoever's married to
They're
Nicole.
all the same.
Yeah, one of the two that's married to Nicole Richie, their first daughter's name was Harlow, and Harlow is the one, not like she did it, but Nicole Richie wanted Harlow to have a relationship with the Madden's father. And so in some interview that Nicole Richie did with Lionel kind of encouraged, from what I read, from what I was looking at, transcripts of interviews, Lionel was the one that encouraged Nicole to talk to Benji, if that's the right one, about rekindling his relationship with his father for Harlow's sake, which is, dude, there's so many big names being thrown into this one sentence, right? Lionel Richie is telling Nicole Richie.
So real quick, Nicole Richie's, it's Joel. It's Joel and Nicole Richie. Benji is with Cameron Diaz. And Joel is with Nicole Richie.
Okay, so then Joel is the one that's on Ink Masters, not Benji.
Okay, got it. There you go.
Joel is the one that has the stupid tattoo of Benjamin Franklin on his back then. Which I did not look into why, but I love it. If you look at the page, if you look at it too,
I gotta look at
it.
It's
not even good. It's not even good. It's just his fucking ugly ass face. It's not even good. So yeah, so they did rekindle.
I see it. It's really bad.
It's so stupid. It's so bad.
Oh,
but they rekindled for the sole purpose of just getting Harlow to his daughter to know her grandfather on the other side of the family. But I still think I have a little lisp there. Huh? I still think even later on, the dad had alcohol problems.
Okay.
So I don't know. I really do think this song is really, really well written. This is like up there with some of the better ones we do where we do an episode and like, oh wow, I can't believe this guy fucking wrote this. This is really good. I do think this is one of those ones where he wrote a really, really good song. And the song isn't all bad either. And that's like the coolest thing about I keep saying cool as if like it's a fun. Oh, it was a fun thing. I'm glad your dad's an alcoholic.
Let's say interesting.
It was. That's the most interesting thing about him having a horribly alcoholic father. Is it's not all bad. The second verse recounts good times that he had with his dad, and how his dad like gave him love and showed encouragement, and then even like emphasizes by saying like he wishes dad wasn't so hard on himself. Like he's still fucking making excuses for his dad and the behavior. Like that's some deep shit right there. And then the song ends with the "someday you'll be sorry" type of feeling, right? Like someday you'll be sorry, which is like a natural thing. And that's a very like, yeah, you ran out of me. Like someday you'll be sorry. I'll be big and famous and you'll wish you were my fucking dad again, which is even more tragic because I think it was like 2015 or 16. His dad was arrested for another DUI, like still going through the motions, like fucking brutal, dude.
Yeah, that's
interesting.
That's
not
terrible.
Cool. Interesting. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So,
but damn, dude, this is a well-written song.
Hey, man, I think lyrically this is. Yeah, I agree with you on that. The song itself, though, I think it's pretty standard for Good Charlotte. It's not great by any means. It's fine.
It's good filler pop punk.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. So, I mean, the pre-chorus I like a lot too is, this is a story of my old man, just like his father before him. I'm telling you, do anything you can so you don't end up just like them, like them. I feel like because he sees it in both of those generations that and then he sees him and his brother as the ones to break that addiction, to break that, I don't want to say lineage or heritage, but to break that cycle. Like him and Benji will be the ones to break that cycle of alcoholism and abandonment and everything like that, because they've seen it so many times throughout the generations. So I like that too. But
that's a good song. This is my 4B. I playlisted this one. This is my 4B.
What? It's not that good of a song, dude.
It's a good song, dude. This is a good song.
The lyrics are good. The lyrics are good, but the song is not.
It's a good song.
Oh. Wow, you're wild. I mean,
I'm wild.
We'll say this song is a little bit faster than most of the songs on here, but everything else is just pretty straightforward. The big power chords, and this is at the point when I realized, man, Joel has no energy when he sings. Like this is when I realized he's very monotone. He's flat. There's nothing dynamic, diverse, or anything about his vocals. His vocal delivery.
Also, like Benji's guitar tone, that is exactly like the guitar tone from Every Time I Look for You in Toy Page.
Is it?
Yeah, that the same fucking tone. Exactly the same tone.
I mean, Toy Page does also, it has a lot of that like basic sounding guitar tone of the time. It's not a perfect guitar tone that Tom has on that. It's very much of the pop punk of its time.
It's a perfect distorted pop punk guitar tone.
Okay, yeah.
But that's not saying much. It's just a generic thing.
Yeah, it is.
But it's good.
That every band emulated at the time. Okay, do we have anything else on the story of my old man?
No, that's it.
All right, so then what song do you want to talk about next? Hold On is really the only other one I want to talk about, but obviously, we want to talk more about the dad stuff.
Well, that's that dad. My mom's dad.
Well,
Hold On is next in line, so let's do Hold
On. This one, the overall tone of this song is very melancholy. It has a very "Stay Together for the Kids" from Blink-182 style with the clean guitar, like the single note clean guitar in the verses. Then the chorus comes in big and heavy with those power chords. And surprisingly very heavy for Good Charlotte, even though it's not super hard, but it's hard for them. And then so you get that whole feeling, that whole thing with them musically, and then you watch the video, and dude, the video is almost identical to the Stay Together for the Kids video.
Yeah.
They're playing in an abandoned house, the dark filters, just dude, it's like the same fucking video. It's insane.
It's the biggest difference, obviously, is just like the people talking.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The suicide stuff, about all the suicide stuff.
And it's a weird topic because the video's kind of like almost cheesy in that sense, where it's using these things almost like cringy. It's like, hey, how can we make this better? Let's just like talk to people that have gone through it or are survivors of it. That will make the video better, which it will. It will make it more meaningful. It will make it more real. But I think that's low hanging fruit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't like that.
But it also goes in theme with Good Charlotte, because they're clearly appealing to teenagers, to young teenagers between the ages of like 12 and 16. Like that's their demographic, 100%. And a lot of kids commit suicide or have suicidal ideations, and that's very common. And I get why kids related. I mean, I honestly get why kids relate to this band and this record, especially when we were growing up, because it's very superficial. It's very, I don't want to say immature, but very, yeah, I guess immature is the right way to say it. Because I mean, a grown adult, somebody who's 25, 30 years old, listening to with like suicidal ideations is not going to come to this song and this is going to change their life. Like at that point, you've grown up. You have different viewpoints on the world than when you did when you were 13.
Yeah, and your beliefs at that point are kind of already set.
Exactly. But this song, oh my God, dude, this song really really is targeted toward the younger audience.
And so like, I want to think that it's cheesy, but the guy that directed this, Samuel Bayer,
he did the Blink video, right?
Yeah. He
Yep.
also did Stay Together for Kids, but
He also did Nirvana.
Yeah, his
Smells
first
Like Teen
real
Spirit.
video was Smells Like Fucking Teen Spirit.
Yep.
It's like, I want to say that it's like kind of cheesy or goofy, but like this guy's been doing it for a while. This guy's been doing this kind of shit for a minute. So I don't know.
Would you say it's like a CIA psyop that he is?
It's possible.
Yeah, he makes these kind of videos to appeal to younger kids, to influence the younger generation, because that's what Nirvana did. That's what Blink did.
I'm not even going to go into the conspiracy.
I know. I completely threw that out there just for fun, but
I've read conspiracies that I didn't, but yeah, I think the song's fine. This is
I like how
if I were to put it as a
too
B.
much.
No, because I think the song's cheesy. I think the song's cheesy, and then the video's cheesy. I think Stay Together for the Kids video was cheesy.
Oh yeah,
and
the video.
That style of video is just fucking cheesy. I think using survivors or family members of victims is cheesy. I think it's just fucking cheesy.
I think it's insensitive too. I think it's insensitive to the person who offed themselves. I really think it is. I think it diminishes, maybe diminishes, but it gives it less.
Just poor writing. Just write something, dude. Like if you can't tell a fucking story, don't just like. It's a good default, right? If I can't write a story, I'll just do interviews with somebody that gets the point across. And it's like, okay, man, well, like, I can watch a documentary or something. I don't know. I think it's low-hanging fruit.
It also goes to show, like, especially at this time, how little the bands had to do with the treatment of a music video.
For sure.
Because, I mean, when you look at even, like, all the small things by Blink, like, a lot of that wasn't... I mean, some of it was influenced by the band, but it was a lot of it was, what was his name, Marco Siega or something, by the director. Same with What's My Age Again. I mean, all the videos from the 90s and early 2000s were completely dictated by the director. And this is a perfect example of it.
He did a lot of good videos there, dude.
Who's Samuel Bayer or Marco Siega?
No, Marco Siega, yeah.
Oh yeah, he did a lot of good shit.
A ton.
But they all kind of look the same. They all kind of look the same.
Hold on there, dude.
The No Doubt stuff. He did Sunday Morning, right?
He did Island in the Sun there, dude. And he also did Keep Fishing there, dude. He did a bunch of the Weezer videos. Those are like really, really cool fucking videos.
They are good videos. But who did Sunday Morning? That was Sunday Morning. I think that was Marco Siega as well. Oh, God. Give me the deets. Google, give me the deets. Oh no, somebody named Nora Gerard.
Nora Gerard. She's married to Gerard Butler.
No.
I was actually trying to think of Steven Gerrard from Liverpool, but I said Gerard Butler as if like the last name would match the first name. Good times. That makes sense.
Oh, so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, Sophie Miller did the No Doubt one. Never mind. Yeah, Sophie Miller.
Sunday morning.
Anyway, that's
a
great.
Moving on,
I love
dude.
that video. Love that fucking video.
It's a good video. It's cute. It's honest.
It's just I mean, we're not talking about No Doubt on this episode really, but damn, dude, that Sunday Morning video is weirdly nostalgic. I don't know why, but it is. I love Sunday. I think that's probably one of their best videos, if not their best.
I could see how it's like nostalgic, because that's what Southern California looks like.
Yeah, it does. Like Southern California in July or June.
Yeah, like pretty much all of Orange County looks like that.
Exactly.
All of those stores look the same. All those little convenience stores look the same.
I think they filmed it at where she grew up too, near La Wera.
Yeah, I mean that's
every part of that part of Anaheim looks exactly the same.
Those lawns, the house where it's X amount of feet from the sidewalk, like everything about it. That's Southern California.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So, do we have anything else on Hold On?
No, that's fine.
It's a sad song, sad boy song.
Sad boy song. Well, yeah.
Sad boy and girl song. What do you want to talk about any other song?
I do want to touch upon The Day That I Die. That's my 3B.
Okay.
I really do like the song. I played this one's got playlisted.
Okay, I know why you like this one.
Why do you think? Go.
Because it has a very like outlaw country vibe to it.
Dude, I thought fucking Social D, man.
Oh, that damn it! I was gonna say that next too, but I wanted to make fun of you because I know you don't like Social D.
I fucking hate Social D.
So
I swear to God, when this pre-chorus drops, I swear he could have started singing "Take Over."
Exactly what I put too.
Oh my God! I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me! I thought they were doing like an interpolation or something.
Yeah. Yep, that's what I thought too. The song has a lot of swing too, but that's mostly the drumming. That's Josh's drumming. But yeah, the Social Distortion is it's undeniable. It's there, and even to the point where it's so embarrassing. This song, and there's another one too, where Joel has a little more of a grit to his vocals as well that I never heard on any of the other records. It's only on this song and another song on this record where he has some like not guttural, but just like rough sounding vocals. It's so dumb.
It's
The Day That I Die.
It's a good song. I like this song.
It's definitely one of the better ones. It's definitely a standout song because this doesn't belong on the record. It doesn't sound like anything else on here.
No, it doesn't. But I also think this one is this is a good song. This is good songwriting on this one. I think this is a good songwriting.
Well, there's also like actual, like proper guitar riffs, guitar leads almost. Like you hear Benji or Billy, I don't know who it is, play an actual like kind of like, I guess kind of like a blues guitar line. It's very short. It's very small part of the song, but
it's very Mike Ness. Mike Ness, like he's the vocalist, but he's also the lead guitarist. All those little lead parts, that's Mike Ness.
Yeah, true. God, talk about a band
we should do Social D. Their first album's pretty fucking punk, dude. Their first album's pretty goddamn good.
I mean, I've seen them, dude. I've probably seen Social D like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, same.
And
here.
they've all been fun. I've had a good time, but I don't recall anything from those shows.
Well, like the 3 big songs.
Well, yeah, the big songs, but outside of that.
But I've gone back to their first album. It's called like Mommy's Little Monster. But that's their first album. That one's very like hardcore punk. It's very good.
I'd have to go. Yeah, I'd have to go and listen. I'm not opposed to doing Social D. I mean, they're so iconic, especially within the SoCal scene. I'm down to do it sometime. We should put it on our list. I'll put it on our list right now.
All right, put it on the list.
But yeah, The Day That I Die. I mean, honestly, we haven't played any songs outside of Lifestyles.
Whatever you want to do.
No.
We didn't play the anthem? We played the anthem.
No, we didn't play the anthem.
Why would you not play the anthem?
I don't know why. We just moved on.
Oh, my God.
We just moved on to Boys and Girls or the Dad
Don't
song.
play Boys and Girls. Please don't play Boys and Girls.
I'd rather play Boys and Girls.
Than the anthem?
Oh, yeah. Because it's so stupid. It's so ridiculous.
No.
Well,
No. The Day That I Die, I just want to talk about lyrically. I think this is about like wondering if you're doing the right thing in your day-to-day life, which is cool. It's a sort of like carpe diem put into a situation where he says the happiest day of his life is the day he knows that he's going to die. Mm-hmm. And you think, right, like what would you do if you knew like at the end of today you'd be dead? You'd have one hell of a fucking day, right?
Yeah.
If you knew at the end of today, like you're going to be dead, like you would have a fucking banger of a day. It would be the best day of your life. And I think that's a cool way of putting in, because that Carpe Diem was so popular in the 2000s, especially at our high school, man. Yeah. Ugh. Weak. But like, that's a cool way of putting a spin on the Carpe Diem. Like, yeah, if you knew you were going to die at the end of today, like what would your day be like? But they did it in a story format, and that was fucking dope. I thought that was good songwriting.
I took a little bit more of a negative approach on this song, in that I felt like this was him deciding that, okay, I'm going to commit suicide. I want to spend my day doing things that I love. So I leave. So when I die, I've had a good time. I've had a good day. I've ended it on a high positive note. So I feel like this is about suicide, but then also him wanting to make it a positive day, as weird as that is. And it's weird because maybe I'm just thinking that because I watched the newest episode of The Last of Us. Have you watched that yet? The 3rd episode?
Not yet.
Okay, so I watched that last night, and the part of that episode reminds me of this, of the lyrics of this song. When I was dissecting the lyrics today, maybe I kind of have that still in my mind, the Last of Us thing. But yeah, no, that's kind of how I view this song.
Okay,
lyrically. Anyway,
that's good songwriting, though, right? Two completely different fucking things here. One about like life and one about death. That's solid songwriting.
Who would have thought? Good Charlotte. Good Charlotte. Yeah. Oh man. All right. So, do we want to talk about anything else?
I do. I would like to talk about Emotionless.
Okay, let's get into it. Let's do it. What do you got?
Emotionless. Emotionless is an okay song for me. If the lyrics were shit, this would have been an easy stinker. Easy stinker. This music is terrible.
It's really bad.
It's a horrible acoustic song. Like it's fucking bad. But the lyrics are pretty fucking dope.
I mean, had they made a truly acoustic song where it's just Joel and Benji, which I'm surprised they didn't do, because from reading about their early days as a band, when they didn't have a full band, they would go and just play shows with just them two acoustically, and I thought that was really cool. And the fact that they didn't do it on this record seems a little strange, right?
Yeah,
and
they've done it before too. Like you watch like live videos, and they've done almost all of these songs strictly acoustic.
Really?
Yeah, almost even like a fucking Anthem. Even like all these all the what's the biggest song on this album? I can't even think of it now. Lifestyles. Good Lord, wow, they've done these songs acoustically. Jeez.
But yeah, if this song had been like a full acoustic song, that would have been really cool. But then the whole band kicks in. There's the string arrangements. It just gets so silly.
It's cheesy and fucking garbage. For an like honestly, like this is a solid written song. This is a really well written song, and I like it.
I think so too. Yeah,
I respect it. I love it.
Lyrically, I think this is pretty solid.
Like where to even begin? It's about their dad. It's just like open letter to their dad, whom they blame for their difficult life, but also sometimes seem to thank for forcing them into this self-reliant and not take shit for granted lifestyle that they have, and they do, right? That they almost like self-made millionaires because they, much like Glenn Danzig, put up flyers, dude, like boots to the ground. Let's work hard. But like the difference is they put out mediocre music, whereas he put out fantastic music.
Yeah.
So like
comparing Misfits to Good Charlotte. Come on, dude.
But they did the same thing though. They did the same thing. These are people that
they were just very
got
DIY.
Their name out there.
That's all it was.
But people don't do that anymore though. It's all about anymore,
like. But in the '80s, a lot of bands were doing that. Looking like bands like.
It's not the '80s. It's 2002.
Okay, true. Okay.
Ain't nobody fucking did this. This era of music, especially pop punk, is all about.
I disagree.
I disagree with you. It's not.
No, hear me out.
I'm going to hear, because I'm already the one on the train here. It's already going.
Continue.
I've not locked the brakes up yet. No, this is a very, this generation, our generation, the reason why our generation, our age group is the greatest of all time is because I'm saying it. We are in the middle between not having technology, right? We grew up with no cell phones, with no internet. We grew up fucking having to use pay phones, having to come home when the streets lights were on, having to be extremely fucking responsible for ourselves at an early age.
Yeah.
But we are also the generation that were taught how to use computers in school.
True.
So we know how to use the TikToks and the new generation and the internet. We know how to do like the old people say. We know how to use that stuff. Fuck, man. People smarter than us in our age group, friend of the pod, Dane, writes programs for this shit as a living for the younger generation. But the younger generation doesn't know how to be on their own. They don't know how to live life on their own. And so we do. Our generation is like the greatest of all time. Honestly, it really, truly is.
On kind of a side... Sorry.
20 years from now, like things are going to be amazing because we are going to essentially take over and tell the generation younger than us to go fuck themselves because they're the worst. But anyway, go backpacking a little bit.
Yeah.
This era of music from like the late 90s to the mid 2000s, this is very, let's just throw a band out there because we're just throwing a bunch of money because, like Blink is doing this thing and we're signing record deals for everybody. This pop punk thing's kicking off. Hip hop is at like its biggest thing here and everything's pop. Fuck it. Let's just do it. There's a lot of money going into these record labels. They're writing a lot of checks out. Who cares if it doesn't work? As long as we can get one good album out, it's fine. So I don't think there's a lot of DIY ethic in this era of music. I think this is very much of the, fuck it, man. If it don't work out, it don't work out. I'll put another band out next week, and then we'll see how it goes from there.
I think it's a combination of both. I feel like at this point it was still very DIY, but it was also, especially within the hardcore scene, punk scene, it was like, let's put out an EP. Let's put out maybe a full length if we have enough, if we can pool enough cash together. Let's put out an LP, but generally it's going to be an EP. Let's promote the fuck out of it and then break up and then start another band. I mean, when you look at, especially when you look at the East Bay scene from the early 90s, like that was a big thing. Look at how many bands like the guys from AFI were in and so many other bands of that time, and
none of them successful.
But what I'm saying is they still had that DIY ethic.
But none of them successful. And this is about success, not about just like playing shows. And the 90s like kind of ruined music in a sense because we have so many fucking one-hit wonders from the 90s, more than any other decade ever.
Yeah, I would agree.
And that was because people wanted to just throw a band together. And even though I love Marcy Playground's first album, I think it's fucking fantastic. But like Harvey Danger, Marcy Playground, even like Lit to an extent, Everclear, all of these bands are like one-hit fucking wonders. The Macarena, for God fucking sake, was the 90s.
Those guys were like in their mid-50s.
How do you know who the fuck sings the Macarena?
It's oh my God, who is it?
I don't know.
It's the two older guys.
It's the fucking guys that sing "Who Let the Dogs Out." The Bob
the Bob Men. They've been around since like the 70s. But by the time Who Let the Dogs Out, nobody from the original band was in it.
Yeah, and that song is about like ugly ass women. That's what that fucking song is about. Who Let the Dogs Out?
So yeah, Macarena was by a pop duo named Los Del Rio.
Yeah, on my deathbed, I would never have been able to guess that.
Do you remember the video though for that? That was a good one.
Do you remember the dance? Can you still do the dance?
Oh, 100% I could do the dance.
Fuck me, that dance is good. I'm going to bring it back. I've not seen someone do the Macarena in a while. I'm doing it. Tomorrow I'm doing it in the record store.
Just play the Macarena the whole time you're there.
Oh my God. That's brutal for me.
And then just see how many people dance to it as they walk in. What were we talking about? Motionless.
I don't know. It's good.
So yeah, about his dad. Their dads. Or their dad. Not their dads. Their dad. Yeah, no, it's a sad song. It's about abandonment and all that kind of stuff like we already talked about. Do we have anything else on this song?
No, that's it. That's it. That's all.
Okay. I don't want to talk about any other song unless you really want to.
I think I'm good. I am good.
Okay, so let's give our final thoughts on the Young and the Hopeless from Good Charlotte, and then we will rate it based off of our world famous 3-point rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album but give it a shot, and 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. So what do you got, Jeff? Go.
I thought going into this, the first time I listened to this, I was like, oh wow, that's pretty dumb, dude. This is just superficial and fucking ridiculously bad. Subsequent listens, after picking it apart, there are parts of it, like especially the dad stuff, that I thought was signs of a really, really good songwriter, which is weird because the songs that are not about dad stuffs are pretty superficial.
Yeah.
So like I wondered, and that's like the producer's job, right? Because you love producers so much. The producer's job is to get like the best out of the artist. That's what you always say. You always say like a producer's job is to get the best. Yes, you do. You love fucking producers that get the best out of the artist. You love fucking Rick Rubin that can like get the best out of the artist possible.
I think you meant to say Ross Robinson, but that's okay.
Who gives a fuck? Producers are trash. They're fucking worthless. They're only there because the band doesn't have time to do themselves. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fucking shit about producers, honestly?
You're exhausting.
Steve Albini would agree with me. Thank you.
You're exhausting.
So yeah, it's bizarre because the best songwriting on this album is so far from the worst songwriting on this album. There's no like middle ground. It's either a good song that was well written, like lyrically, or it's a shit song that is superficial and fucking dumb. Why is there no middle ground? And I think that's Eric Valentine, man. The guy's trash. The guy's fucking trash. This album sucks production wise. Way too much nuance in there that doesn't need to be there. And I just it's gross. But this album is better than we should than most people give it credit for. Yeah, it's dumb. Yeah, these guys are pretty bad at like everything, but it's like watching the Little League game where you know that kid's coming up. He's batting ninth. He's the lowest in the order, right? He's like the worst kid in the fucking team, but he tries, dude. He tries. And at the pizza party afterwards, everybody loves him. Everybody loves him. He's the nicest kid. He's fucking having the most fun. That's good, Charlotte. That's good, Charlotte.
God,
batting ninth here. And
We've never talked about a band like that before.
We never have. We've never like respected a band that we hate so much.
And yeah, that's true. Yeah, respected a band we hated so much. I was going to say a band we've respected and disrespected at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
This band.
This band. I respect this band the most out of any other band that I've hated so much ever. I don't think this is a good album. I just don't. As far as like pop punk goes, even like, dude, I have a high tolerance for shitty pop punk, and this is even pushing my limits here.
I think right now you just have your pop punk goggles on.
I do, and I'm trying to be nice here. I think I'm gonna give this a 2. I will listen to this again. I'll go back to it through and through. I playlisted a bunch of these songs. I will go back to this. I'm going to give this a 2 because these kids tried. You guys did a good job. You tried hard. I respect that.
All right. My final thoughts. I think honestly, I'm still on the fence as to whether or not they're a plant. They're a record label plant. I know people say that they worked hard and this and that, but how do you honestly sell this many records?
I know every other band we talk about that do this, they're a joke. They're a plant.
I know that.
This is bizarre.
Everything. I don't know, man. This band is just so unique and just a mind fuck. They're honestly a mind fuck of a band. The music sucks. The music absolutely sucks. Obviously there's a ton of nostalgia here, both good and bad. And, but yeah, like you said, you don't want to shit on them too much because they are so honest. They feel honest. They feel honest and they feel vulnerable. They're just.
It's so weird.
It's tough, dude.
It's
tough,
bizarre.
dude. And this is
so fucking weird.
You know, from the musically and how everything was recorded and made and everything, I think this album sounds like trash. I think Eric Valentine and whoever mixed, I mean, it was probably Thomas Lord Alge who fucking mixed it. So I'm just going to put all the blame on Eric Valentine.
Garbage.
Yeah, it's soul. No, I don't know. Soulless is a cheap word. It's just,
it's manufactured.
It's one of the most superficial records from this era of music, from this era of pop punk music, I should say, or even punk music in general. This is just, I don't know. I think sonically it just sounds like trash. And like I said before, I understand why young teenagers really latched onto it because the lyrics are very, very digestible, especially for somebody so young, still coming into their own and all that. I mean, we were emotional wrecks when we were at that age. Everybody was. Yeah. You're lying if you're saying that you weren't. And it's weird also that these guys were in their mid-20s when they were marketing to younger kids. And I don't even feel like it was done in a malicious way. I just feel like it was done because, like we talked about, emotionally underdeveloped.
Yeah.
And to wrap it up, I'm separating this. I'm separating the music from the band, or the music from the people, I should say.
You can't. Why would you? Why do you want to?
Because I can do whatever I want. This is Asinine Radio, no restrictions, right?
Oh, I don't like it.
So throwing that out there.
Fucking, what is it, 1.2? 1.25?
Yes, a 1.25. This record is a 1.25. I don't ever want to go back to this record in its entirety. I will only go back to those 3 singles off this record because it's all nostalgia for me. All fucking nostalgia. I'll go back to the videos because they're so fucking ridiculous and fun and dumb and stupid. I love that. But no, this record fucking blows. It's a 1.25. And it's only that high because it's because of nostalgia.
It's only that high.
Yes. 100%, dude. This record blows.
It's really not good. God, but they try, dude. They really try.
I get it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to separate the music from the people. I know.
I don't feel bad for anybody. I don't know why I feel bad for these guys.
I don't know why
I do feel bad.
There's something I want to talk to you about, but it'll be after the pod. Yeah. But I don't know.
So serious, so secretive.
Do we have anything else to say about this record or this band? Does that matter?
That's it. No, God, no.
Oh, God.
I will say I will be happy if we never talk about Good Charlotte ever again on this pod.
Same here. I totally agree. This is a fun way to get into pop punk season, and I'm excited for the next 3 weeks. The next 3 albums we're doing. We've already picked them out, so we're going to get into that. Stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun. And thank you all for listening. Give us 5 stars. And that's it. That's all. Come on, yes. But whatever.
It's all the little things. Little things.
They always bring down. Yeah.
These kids are doing more than just showing up. They're trying really, really hard. It's just
there was also a moment this week where I thought, are they trying to like pull a Fred Durst on us?
Playing
the long con? Are they trying to do the Dexter Holland on us? Like that really went through my mind. Yeah,
dude. And okay, so just this is so stupid. But Benji has a back tattoo of Benjamin Franklin, like a full fucking back piece.
What is wrong with these people?
I don't know why.
When you think things can't get any like more bizarre, embarrassing, this is another example of like why like you're not hard. You're not hard, man. You're not hard.
Go to college or university, get a good job.
So I want to talk about the video real quick. So
funny video. Dumb.
It's
funny though.
It's really dumb, kind of funny. But I want to talk more about the performance part of it.
Ooh, I have a big note here. I got a big note here.
I hope it's the same thing I was thinking of.
Here's what I hope you have. It's when Joel is singing
and
he leans forward and sticks his fucking non-mic hand up in the air backwards.
Yes.
I forgot people
every
did that.
fucking time.
Every single time.
Without fail, he does it.